Hello guys, welcome back to another video. This is a Football Connect. I'm your host Sam, and we are back in the last review of the week. Week 11, the week everything comes crumbling down, they all fall apart. This is what we call when we talk about things fall apart. It all happened in this week, people, and we are gonna go through it one by one. Yeah, that's the exciting part. We go through it one by one. How things fell apart. We're gonna talk about it. You know, they kept on telling us that there were two teams that were undefeated in the Premier League. Arsenal, Arsenal, where Asa said, then I think we have to say Tottenham were crucified because that was a serious crucifixion. I'm telling you. And we are gonna talk about all of these things because it's exciting time, you know. You see smiles in my face, you know. I remember, I haven't forgotten September 28 or 29. September 29, where Tottenham Hotspurs wrote their title race onto us. They wrote it with Liverpool. So I'm not gonna be salty about that. I'm just gonna try to analyze the game. I'm just gonna try to analyze the games. So if you're gonna judge whatever you're gonna pick from whatever that I'm gonna be saying, go for it. But here we're gonna talk football, people, and we saw it. That's what we talk about. So it was a good week of football. Not really good for Liverpool, but it was a good week for football. Everything has happened. So we'll start with the big game. It was the London Derby. Tottenham Hotspurs were welcoming Arsenal. And I said it in my preview that could this be the time where Chelsea actually pull out something, you know. I was like, could this be the time where Chelsea actually take something out of this? Because these guys have been trying. If you remember Chelsea against Arsenal, you saw them fighting. And we saw them even against Liverpool, showing that they have something to prove. But they needed to actually give us the evidence of whatever they were talking about, whatever they were going to give us. And I feel like they did it today. They were playing against Tottenham Hotspurs at the Tottenham Hotspurs ground. I thought it was still the White Hart Lane, but it's called Tottenham Hotspurs ground, where Chelsea beat Tottenham by 4-1. 4-1. And of course, the Tottenham Hotspurs were 9 men. But, you know, 9 men. We shouldn't be salty about this, you know. We should be shameless, you know. Let's be shameless. Let's be shameless about these things. Let's talk about football as it is. So, as the game was going, what a start to football, man. What a start. Tottenham Hotspurs, they know, you can feel it when you are doing something good. The way they started that game was evident enough to anyone with eyes that there is something special about this squad. There is something special about this group of players. So the game went well, and so many chances, you know, because Arsenal has so many players who are very good using the speed. So they wanted to take advantage of that speed, but guess what? This is very important. Tottenham Hotspurs, especially on the Romero side, he had to do some crazy tackles to stop this Chelsea from hitting them on a counter-attack. And he got away from one first red card, which people thought should have been given then. Then he got the red card. But before the red card, Dejan Kulusevski scored. What a goal, by the way. What a goal. Tottenham Hotspurs are feeling it already. It's 3 minutes into the game. We are already leading. The game is going on their side. 15 minutes later, they score a goal. Son scored. It was disallowed because it was what? It was not a goal. We were told it was disallowed. I didn't really watch that part, but it was disallowed. As the game continues, some crazy tackles. You could feel that this is a derby. This is one thing that we missed of derbies. That excitement, that fight. Then what happens? Chelsea scores the first goal, disallowed for offside. They score the second goal with Sterling, disallowed because of a handball building up into the goal. Then they scored the third goal, which was disallowed. But this is the crazy part. From where the ball was kicked from by Moises Caicedo, and where the defender the striker of Chelsea was standing, I think the keeper was going to be able to rearrange himself to see if the ball was coming. They say the same things against Manchester United, if we remember so well. So the VAR inconsistency here, we have to check it out. Or unless they're saying we should not take note from what we saw today, this is how they're going to be doing it going forward. If it is that case, then we are taking notes and we are moving on, because it's really important to see where they're going. As the game continued, then the things happened. After that one, the VAR goes on, so the goal is disallowed there, but there is a red card which is taken out because Romero decided to go after, I think it was, who was it? It was Enzo's leg that they were trying to dismantle. Then he was taken out. After being taken out, then the penalty was kicked. Chelsea scored 1-1 leveler. And also Udoji got a yellow card. The game continues. We're playing so well. Chelsea are trying by means to find a way to utilize the main advantage to do what they can do. And I have to give it up to Chelsea, to Tottenham Spurs, because they played so well. And maybe, of course, they were feeding off the smoke of the crowds that were around them, because guess what? They were home. But the same ground that there were 2 men sent off is the same ground again which 2 men were sent off. And let me tell you the crazy part. Curtis Jones was sent off on the Liverpool fans. I had to include this, but Curtis Jones was sent off because he stepped on the ball, then the leg rolled over to take a tackle on the player. The same incident or the same situation happened in this case. Romero got the ball, but he took off the player as well. Red card was shown. Fair. And that's where the build-up of all these things. So many people are complaining that was not a red card. But that's where everything started. At Tottenham Hotspur's ground. And these guys were shameless. They were excited. As the game continued, Jota gets a yellow card when Udoji tripped himself, went down. Then again, Udoji was the guy who was tackled by Diogo Jota, got a second yellow card. He was red, he was sent off. That's what led Liverpool to 9 men. The same Udoji does some crazy on Sterling, get a yellow card. So many people think it was supposed to be red. Continued in the game, get a second yellow card, red card. It was like a scripted story. You know, if you ever watch these movies that you know what's gonna happen, but you don't want to rush to the end quickly. You just have to watch in and consume every single thing you are getting. That's exactly how this felt like. I was watching this as a Liverpool fan and I was enjoying myself. I was going crazy, people. I was on cloud 9. I'm telling you, this is what we talk about when you say football is made out of moments like this. I was on cloud 9. I enjoyed this game. It was exciting from start to finish. It was a battering from start to finish. Anyway, so as we continued, gets a red card, but after getting a red card, you are now 9 men. 10 men, of course, you can say that you can be compacted and you hit the team on a counter-attack and you would win the game. But you can't tell me, if you have ever played football, if you have ever analyzed football, that you keep playing a high line while you're missing 2 men in the pitch. 2 people are missing in your pitch and you're playing a high line. There's something wrong with that manager. I'm telling you, Postecoglou, they've been talking about this anti-ball, anti-whatever. That is the worst thing a manager will ever do. Let's talk about it. Delusion at its highest peak level. That's exactly what we're talking about when you talk about someone being deluded. And what happened after that? It was like a scripted story. Everything kept on happening the way it was going. Chelsea was wanted to rush things, but one thing I loved about Mauricio Pochettino, talked to his player, he reminded them that you have the advantage. If you rush into things, you do some crazy tackles, and crazy tackles leads to unnecessary cards. Talked to his players, and he was able to make the ball flow. In the middle of this chaos, Maddison goes out with an injury. Van der Ven goes out with an injury. So it means now Tottenham Hotspurs are playing with two makeshift centre backs. We talked about this thing that I'm not the one who's gonna wish like injury on any player. No, 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 no. That's very wrong. But we have always asked this question that a good football team is always we can always tell how much good a team is with the way they go through some crazy chaos like this and how they're able to rise from them. And I saw it that from this game playing a high line while you have some players who have no legs like Dyer. It was a crucifixion, man. I feel like it was a crucifixion from the beginning, and it all led into the downfall of Tottenham Hotspurs. We wanted to see what the manager would do. We had so many questions on how would he does his things if he's set with some crazy occasions which allows him to do something better. And we've seen that he fails. Because if it was a test of playing with 9 men, he failed. He saw Klopp a few weeks back how you play with the 9 man team. And he went and said that I want to do the opposite. And we could see that that's what led into the crazy chaos that Tottenham Hotspurs had to go through. Secondly, and this is very important, secondly, when you are playing a game, when you know that you are doing this, the only good thing is to allow the defense to be more than the strikers, because the defense has to protect what's behind. And this man did not do that. And I feel like that's what led into Tottenham's downfall. And now the question is this: how do they rise without two of their starting defenders? With, I don't know, Madison, if he's gonna be fit, but it seems like he's out. It's gonna be interesting to see how the next coming weeks goes for Tottenham Hotspurs. That's the truth of the matter. It's really gonna be interesting. But the only thing I'll never understand, why was Ange Postecoglou playing a high line when you know that you are missing so many key personnel? I will never understand that. I will never understand for the life of me, knowing that you're playing with a team with not even the right center backs, with team players who are not even good in terms of running. I will never understand that. And I need somebody to come out here and please tell me, how do you even do that as a manager? As a football person, somebody who understands football, how do you even do that? Well, like I said, I'm always gonna give the game management well to Mauricio Pochettino. He set up his team. They played football the way they were supposed to. They moved it properly, and he helped the players, opened up the space, the passes, which became so difficult for the Spurs players to follow each and every player onto the pitch, because the pitch was too bigger for them to cover it all at the same time. And I felt like that was also one of the most important things that they had to do, because they were trying to hit those counter-attack, but man, you have to put some respect on Vicario. I think he did so well in terms of how he was tackling, the way he was running around, and he was doing so much. It shows that there was some fight. There was some fighting spirit into this, but the way the game went on from there, it was interesting. It was exciting. Now the game ends, and the game ended by 4-0. Should have been 5, maybe 6, even 8, to be honest, because Chelsea had it all in their hands. It was all in their hands. They could have done anything they wanted, but they settled for that scoreline. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think of this game? What do you expect? Mauricio Pochettino came back to Tottenham Hotspurs to hunt them down, and he did just that. And he did it to the most amazing way ever. I was really excited to watch this game. Now let's see how that build up to go forward. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section.